Andrew Schulz, who we've recently been a little critical of on certain serious issues. I'm still such an enormous fan of the guy when it comes to his artistic and creative achievements.
Yeah, so he just sold out 2 nights. He had an epic weekend, Andrew Schulz.
Yes.
He sold out 2 nights at MSG
Mhm.
and then flew to LA and did the roast of Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Can you one of the best? Can you imagine what kind of high that was?
One of the best weekends one could imagine for oneself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? Whatever that is for you, that level is like, damn son.
And like more than just being able to perform at these venues, his ability to document it and make an entire ecosystem of art around his achievements and his, he's got the stand-up is at the core of it.
Yeah.
Everything kind of filters out of that, but he's created a whole creative ecosystem.
So he's the best at not just launching an event like a special,
Straight up promo
or a show,
Mhm.
but promoting it as a story.
Mhm.
So you're not just buying a ticket to see him play Madison Square Garden. You're buying a ticket to see him fulfill his childhood dream
Mhm.
as a New Yorker that he told his father he would one day do.
Yeah.
And now you're part of that.
Mhm.
You're not just buying his special on Amazon. You're helping change the comedy business and ecosystem to help independent comedians like him
Mhm.
launch their own specials on YouTube without the studio's help.
Yeah. He is
And
one of these. He's embodied the sort of modern, most current way to do it. If you're a comedian
but-
or an artist, like how to build a community and
Yeah.
and have a relationship with it. His whole video is like, night 1 at the Garden, we're good, sold out. Let's work on night 2.
Yeah. But it's more than just promoting it. He's nobody else.
That sounds like a law firm.
Markets like he does.
Sounds like a law firm.
What's that?
It's one of his lines in the roast.
Uh-huh.
Something sounds like a law firm. I'm working on little bits of my Andrew Schulz.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a.
Good.
That sounds like a law firm. But anyway,
I like the beginning. That
sounds like a law firm. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Just building
the
that
marketing of it.
Yeah, the marketing of it is, because marketing and branding and all that promo stuff is such a dirty part of it. And he's had a way of integrating it as all part of the art. As opposed to like, come check me out. Like there's like the stuff you make and then you get people to see it.
Right.
And when you watch him, it's also seamless and fluid between the promotional marketing aspects of it and the artistic elements of it, which is amazing.
Yeah, you didn't you meet his art director?
No, I think I met someone on his team.
Yeah, well, the fact that he has a team is pretty outstanding. Like,
there's something about his ability to build community, both in the fan world and around him, like a team.
Yeah, I think community is kind of a buzzword. What I'm talking about more is like the nuts and bolts, literal marketing.
Explain.
Like literally, Tim Dillon has a ton of shows at big venues. He just went to Australia. He did a European tour. All I know is that they existed. If Andrew Schulz was doing European tour, it would be like, Andrew Schulz has conquered America. Do you want to see phase 2 of Andrew Schulz's career? He is flying 24 hours around the world for the first time to play to Australia.
In what ways is he doing that? What is Andrew Schulz creating that Tim Dillon isn't? Besides, Tim Dillon's doing an announcement. Fun last night. That was nice.
He does an announcement, and it's like Andrew Schulz has his own branding and marketing team that thinks to themselves, what's the story here? What's the narrative here? And then they tie in the art direction to it also, so all the visuals look consistent and all that.
He's making a documentary in real time, and we're watching it.
Yeah. But he's thinking of what the story of the documentary is. He's not just pointing the camera at it. He's thinking
like any good documentary has.
Who are the characters here? Right, exactly. Yeah.
Documentary's not just like, this is happening now. There's a thread.
And you don't notice it until you see someone do it poorly.
Right. Who does it poorly?
I think Tim Dillon does it poorly.
Or just doesn't do it.
Which is doing it poorly, right. He just doesn't do it.
Well, doing it poorly is different than not doing it. If somebody was trying to do what Andrew Schulz does, but it wasn't working or it was cringy, what would that look like? I don't know. It just wouldn't be done as well.
Yeah, I guess he's not just
I just think Tim Dillon's not doing it.
Right.
Right. And Tim Dillon's doing things maybe... I don't really know what's going on behind the scenes, but it's like it's got the podcast that built its following, and hopefully they show up to the show. But in terms of Andrew Schulz is doing something different, which is like integrating the two into one thread of a story of him conquering show business by himself.
Yeah, it's high level. I think he also probably has a desire to conquer show business and be an A-list celebrity, which I think Tim Dillon wants to make his money, and then you're never going to hear from him.
I get a sense that they have different agendas in that sense, too.
I mean, he says,
listen, I just want to live alone on 5 different beach houses and keep selling, move into one, sell another. I'm not going to have a family. I don't care. Andrew's more like, I want to build. When I say community, I mean like his fan base, and he's at the center of it. Like I'm the centered around what he's doing. When he walks out to his stage, the lights, he's bringing this whole different, he's bringing something big and grand, and you want to be a part of it. It's a movement.
Yes.
In a way, Tim's doing it, but Tim also, part of Tim Dillon's brand is that he's underground, is that he's on the side. Like there's something not inconsistent. That's a double negative. There's something not so inconsistent with Tim Dillon not wanting to be like, would Tim Dillon ever come out and go, like, it's just, he's more like,
it's not
whatever, I'm in the basement, I don't care. Like, there's a nihilistic quality to Tim.
It's not his personality.
So it kind of works, too.
Yeah.
But the point is that, like, it's very impressive. I could see why certain people would be very turned off by the Schulz method.
I'm a little turned off by it.
That it's so extroverted. It's so, what's the word? Megalomaniac-y?
Yeah.
What's the word? Like... But people love that.
It's such
Kanye.
It's also such a comfort with being like, I know what I want and I'm gonna get it and then enjoy it. And
why does that piss you off?
It's not just me. It's doing it. Yeah, if you do it in the wrong, if you don't do it perfectly, it's annoying. It's annoying.
Like what Renan was on here talking about, like
Matt Rife.
Right.
I don't see it with Matt Rife because I'm just not paying attention.
He's kind of still kind of fresh in that ascendancy a little bit, but if you don't do it perfectly, it's annoying. I think audiences love people who love themselves. I guess in a way, it's a very specific way.
There's a way to do it. He does it well. I don't want to say he does.
Back in the day, pre all the anti-Semitic crap, like Kanye used to say, "What would have been like if Kanye didn't win Best New Album?" I guess we'll never know, or something like that. Like people love pride,
or
somebody who's he did. I'm just saying, like the way an audience would respond to it is not with boos and disgust. It's more like celebratory. We love that you. I guess you know what it is. You have to have product that you have to have something you're outputting that matches, and that if it feels deserved, people love it.
True.
It's cringy if it feels undeserved. Then people are like, "Shut up,
right?
Egomaniac. What are you doing for us?"
Right.
But Andrew's doing a lot. He's putting free comedy up on YouTube for years.
Right.
He's putting free podcasts up weekly.
Right.
He's giving everybody everything, and that's the Gary Vee thing. Like, if you provide value,
right?
He's giving value.
Yeah.
And so because people are grateful for it, they want to show that love. Yeah. And when that person acknowledges that I've given you something you like and is proud of it, I think people like that.
I'm always interested in watching Akash and him on the podcast because Akash is trying to be a big comic. I don't think he's as talented as Andrew, but he works really hard and he's getting better and he's getting bigger. But watching him support him and all the other guys support Andrew, I find pretty inspiring. Like how happy they are for their boss.
Right.
Like when he announced, "Hey, I'm going to be at MSG and I'm announcing live. I'm going to be roasting Tom Brady." They all got so excited. And like you could see a situation where you're like your boss is like announcing something good for himself, and you're like, well,
"Wait, so you're saying that you relate to being like a co-host to somebody who's trying to build a huge career as a creator and a comedian?"
I do. And I'm a small brown man also.
I saw a very honest clip of Akash talking about his the story of Flagrant, which actually I was very impressed with. I mean, he straight up said that, I don't remember where I saw it. It was in my feed. Unfortunately, I don't remember the podcast. I'd give it a shout out, but he was talking about how he in 2016, maybe I'm getting the year wrong. He's like, I was doing my thing. I was on MTV. I was trying to do these different shows and stuff and do my thing, but I was broke. I was broke. I'd gotten a good deal with maybe it was MTV or one of these networks and was making low 6 figures, but I'm living in New York City. And at the end of the day, then 1 year, things just dried up. All my shows got dried up and I'm making $4,000 the whole year. I have nothing. My girlfriend was going to be my wife. At the time, she's like, "What's going on here?" And then Flagrant was kind of just getting started. And we were going to Patreon in the very beginning. And at that point, Andrew's career is taking off, stand-up wise, is taking off. And Andrew said to me, "Man, this is going to take a lot of work. I don't know if I can put in the time here to make this really happen." And Akash says on this clip that I begged him, please, make this with. Like we gotta see this through and do it.
Oh no way! I did not realize it was an Akash project.
I'm not saying it is. I think it was
Yeah.
both of them. But in terms of who
Got it,
needed
got
it to
it. Yeah,
succeed
yeah.
more, I think he says in this clip that it was like he really needed it to succeed.
Oh,
And Andrew had other outlets and was doing things.
Yeah.
So Akash was the impetus to like push to keep it
Yeah.
going and grow it. But he was very honest about that.
Was it Andrew's show from the
The
beginning?
comment section was brutal in this clip.
Yeah.
Flagrant's not the same, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff that you kind of like seem to try to infer about what's going on dynamics-wise. I don't really know. But he admitted this in this clip, and it was like, that he's indebted to Andrew in some way for like really sticking it through with him and making the show into what it is.
Cool.
And growing into the audience it is. But maybe also in a way, Andrew's indebted to Akash for like, not like, this could have been something that really helped both careers.
For sure.
Equally
For
in a lot of
sure.
ways,
For sure.
to provide this avenue for a community to build around it.
Yeah. Also, they've been working together for a long time. I didn't even realize how old it was.
I don't know what the year is, but it
Yeah.
was older. I mean, 2016 feels like yesterday when I say it.
Do you have an Akash impression?
That's it.
It's a little bit like
I think that's funny. It's kind of like,
It's not so bad.
it's a little bit like, no, that's funny. That's funny. What are you, Punjabi?
it's
You
a-
see, I know that shit. You see
it-
that? It's like a little bit.
It's
I
a
don't
little
know.
bit the guy
Look.
from Master of None. What's his name?
Oh, I don't remember.
Kanye.
I don't remember. But anyway, props to Andrew on the accomplishment. And he
Yeah.
says, I've been thinking about this day for 17 years. And like, I don't know, like obviously there's a success bias. You only see
Yeah.
the people who do succeed, but like staying laser focused. And he's an example of someone who like, from watching his career,
Yeah.
like I saw his TED Talk years ago about how he put his comedy, figuring out the new landscape and making it work,
Yeah.
and not like relying or complaining about other things.
Do you think he's said the MSG dream out loud a lot, or you think he kept it to himself?
To other people or to himself? Like
To
literally
other
out
people.
loud?
To other people.
That I don't know.
I wonder. Because I want to
In
ask
his
you.
inner circle, I'm sure
I wanna
maybe he
ask-
said it to Charlemagne the God.